Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, you're welcome to another fun-packed episode of Moment Z. My name is Amanda Dara, and I'm with...
Hey, I'm Lisa Macha.
And I'm Pelumi. Or Lumi.
Or Sona Emma.
No, I'm just read on that.
You're done with that one now, are you?
Look at you. So Lisa and I met in the NAPEP today.
No, it wasn't even in the NAPEP service. This one was even crazy.
Superstars like you.
You guys,
please, I beg.
You guys, I swear down, this is not even funny anymore. I was waiting for bus this morning, and then some girl was like, "Oh, hi, you're from EbonyLife," and I'm like, "Okay, this is just getting embarrassing." I just did my Range Rover already. I can't keep
Don't worry,
doing
it's
it.
coming. It's on its way.
Man, goals.
So guys, my person of the day is someone I really like. He's this Nigerian millionaire. His name is Cocoon, and he has this initiative to feed people daily. Like sometimes he feeds up to 300 people and more. And I find this really, really like touching, because a lot of millionaires, a lot of people who have money don't go to such extent to reach out to people, to reach out to people who are of need, poor people and everything. Yeah, but look at it. He has been, so this is like
I
a
know
post
this
from,
guy.
Yeah, it's like
so
a
his
post
name is
from
Oluko.
2015. Yes.
Oluko.
Oh, he runs a foundation called like Cocoon Foundation.
Yeah. It doesn't always just feed people.
Yes.
I know that he goes to hospitals as well, and he donates money to them.
Yes,
so he'd look at people and just pay their bills and stuff.
You just send him a message like, "What's your issue?" A text or a WhatsApp.
How does he get the money for all this?
That's the thing. I think rich people actually donate to the cause as well, because I don't think
it's his personal money.
That's what I'm saying. I don't think it's his personal money. All of it. I don't think
he
all of it.
started off with his
he
personal
would have
money.
started off with his money. But then again, I feel some people who don't have that time, or who don't have that zeal to actually just go there and stand. Because I know that, I think he started at first from Agege or something.
Yes,
so he would feed all those beggars on that railroad track and everything. And then I don't see some rich people actually leaving their jobs to go there, but I feel their money can do their work for them.
All right, anyway, let's move on to the topic of today, guys.
Sure.
Today we are discussing exposure or exploitation on the job. About half of the US's 1.5 million internships each year offer experience and connections, but no pay, shutting out many potential workers. Many internships require interns to pay their own way, which puts poor millennials at a disadvantage. Now the question is this exposure or is this exploitation? Hi, Siam.
I think it's exploitation.
Okay.
Okay. Because I feel like initially looks like it's exposure. Then you get there and they're just giving you all the dirty work that they don't want to do. Yeah. And you're probably not learning as much as you think you would. Okay. And you just find out that a year goes by, or like when I did my IT, I was just literally doing all the work for my boss. And she was just there, was using Facebook, playing her games and all. Like, you can't do it, you can't do it. So I just feel like that is exploitation. And I feel like they should have some labor laws against it or something.
There's this popular belief that you have to pay your dues. So that means you have to work for free before you actually start making money. What do you guys think about that?
I mean, it's a tricky thing.
Yes, it is. It's kind of tricky.
Yeah, sometimes these things are hard to get into, you know, so maybe you have to start like at the bottom and, you know, things like that.
And our first guest is in the house with us. Now it's time to talk. Sitting pretty on the show with us today is Blessing Iyamadiken. Talk about beauty with brains. She's a writer, a spoken word artist, and it doesn't stop there. She's also the editor-in-chief of Urban Woman magazine. Hi. Editor-in-chief.
I know.
Okay.
I think my smile is like reaching my ears.
I know. And then you insisted we call you editor-in-chief, not CEO.
Why?
Yeah, because I mean, like, we're a growing brand, and I feel like CEO should be for those that have already arrived and they don't need investors. I don't know, it's just somewhere in my head.
You better own that CEO title.
Don't
Okay,
get
then you
there.
call yourself a CEO. You know, sometimes I feel like I want to own my own business so I can call myself a CEO. What is she? EO, like woman empowerment and whatnot.
C is just for guys.
No, it's not like one like that.
She's just this somehow chick. You know?
Let's carve out our own alphabet.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, so please tell us, how do you feel about working for free?
Exactly.
Oh, working for free. Well, I did that for a while when I first started writing. You know, I used to send my articles to Punch.
Okay.
You know, and send my articles to a couple of magazines, Dynamics. You know, just so that I could get my name out there.
Yeah.
But after a while, I stopped because I realized that I think I would just rather have quality, and like I would rather have value for what I am putting out there than have my name everywhere and no money is coming in.
So did you think it was like exploitation or exposure for you at that time?
Well, For the people I wrote for free, I don't think it was exploitation. But then there were some people I also did other stuff for. Like, I mean, there was a time when I worked in a TV station.
Okay.
You know, I was trying to just learn how presenting goes, how people are on sets and stuff. Yeah. And I don't think I learned much, to be very honest, because there were times when I would just be sitting, I would sit at the reception and you would just be asked to leave the studio for no reason.
Why? Like, serious?
Yes, it was.
Why?
Because, you know, we had some cameraman or some video guy who was really puffed up.
And then he said, like, if you're not needed in the studio, please leave.
Yes. If you're not needed in the studio, please leave. I'm like, producer asked me to be here, and he's like, I said leave.
That is so mean.
Do you get? So I think that was even the straw that broke the camel's back. Like, I mean, that day when he said it, I just told myself, I'm not coming back here again. And that was the last day I went back there. But I've also interned for other people and that I didn't get paid for. And, you know, but I learned something. I learned. I met people. Yes. I don't think you have to always, especially when you're starting out, I don't think the most important thing on your mind should be money. I think what should be important is learning the basics. So when you get to the point where you can now work without supervision, then you can now start charging.
Exactly. That point is what I'm interested in. When do you get to that point?
But Blessing, I have to ask though, you said you did free work for newspapers like Punch and all those things. Now I need to know, was there a point where you started demanding fees from them, and then did they want to give you, or they just said no, if you're not doing it for free then would look for someone else?
Okay, for me, writing for, you know, sending articles to Punch, they did not, I don't think they would have come to meet me and said, Blessing, please write for us. It was just me trying to get my name out there, and I know that this platform is read by a lot of people. There are times when I sent my articles and then people send me emails. We loved your article. My first article was when the Chibok girls were kidnapped. So
really?
People would send me emails and like, we love what you wrote. Do you have an NGO? How can we reach out to you? I'm like, hey.
Exactly.
But so just the exposure, but even dynamics, the exposure was what counted for me basically. But like you said, at the point, yes, you realize that
you're starting to exploit.
So I think that's the thing, is like maybe
not
it's a
starting to exploit you, but at the point you realize that maybe I should reduce the free work and start charging other people.
Okay, cool, exactly. So I think that's the thing, is like it's a very personal decision. Like when you get to that place where you start to feel like, okay, maybe they're using my head too much. You know what I'm saying? But if we're going to get more into the conversation, just to get someone else to come and join us on the couch. What you say, huh? All right, we're going to take a very short break, guys, and when we return, we have someone else joining us on the couch. Don't go anywhere.
Welcome back, guys. It is Moment Z, the show for the millennial generation. And of course, we're joined by our second guest. His name is Pelumi Agbola, and he is a writer and a media strategist.
He's also your namesake.
Nice to be on the show. Nice to meet you, Pelumi. I've been watching you on TV.
Nice
to meet you, Amanda. Nice to meet you, Lisa.
You know, before you even claim him too much, let me just say he went to see you as well. Okay, just real quick. No, listen, this is not an argument anymore. See you, we're taking over the world.
Oh, sorry, Blessing, what school are you from again?
University of Lagos.
Yeah,
It doesn't matter. Whatever.
Exactly. And we're way more than you guys.
Shine, baby girl.
Sorry, Babcock, where are you people?
We're shining. Before we start the battle of the universities. So you've been hearing all that we've been talking about concerning free work. So I would like to know, you being a writer and also a media strategist, have you done stuff for people and you didn't get shingbang, a dime?
I cannot begin to tell the story.
You don't
tell the story.
Tell us the story.
I feel when we're young, we're really passionate and we're still trying to find out what we want to do. So I was, even from 100 level, I've been applying to different places.
Really?
Like intern, you get. So any little summer, any little holiday I have, I'll just look for one PR agency, a media, a TV station, a radio, and most of them get back to me. It's like, oh, free? Like, and again, I feel that, I felt that those opportunities were opportunities to make me learn, but they're just saying, what can you do? Okay, then do it. So
you were not really learning.
So I wasn't learning, they were just using what I already knew how to do. So I basically had to like read more. Then sometimes I'll just go to some people who are already working that, please teach me this thing. I always want to know how to do this thing. So talking about free work, I did a lot of free work. Then as time went on, it was my mom said that was the dramatic one. She was like, how much are they paying you for this work you're doing for them? So she kept on saying that, how much are they paying you? Because sometimes I'll be typing late at night, she'll be like, hey, and my son is when you're working. She was pretty much pitying that I was doing that much for free. Then as time went on 300 level, I was like, I just told them that please, even if it's something to cover my transportation, again, because you also have to have bills to pay. You want to buy a recharge card.
Exactly, small things you need.
There are little things you need. So I was just like, even if it's just money for transportation, sometimes they give you 10 for the month, then give you 15, and just manage it.
But do you think like that time is essential?
That wasn't totally free then. They're giving you 10.
Well, it's not free, but it's cheap.
A lot of free. That was probably like my 300 final year.
That's like 2 years.
Of doing free stuff.
Wow.
But on the long run, it was good for me because I actually learned a lot on the job. Like I was able to, because I was doing more than I was meant to do as an intern. Because some interns will just come and sit down and be
download stuff with the Wi-Fi,
even be taking selfies and feeling themselves like in the office. And when Snapchat now came out, everything got worse. Stepping out, office hustle, that kind of thing. So it got even more worse. So, but I guess I learned a lot. So I could easily forget all the exploitation of the part and just look at it at the brighter. So
if you were to weight in like a percentage or a ratio, how many percent were you exploited and how many percent were you exposed?
I'll say 70% of exploitation.
Are you serious?
30% of exposure.
Terrible.
But I really have to ask, guys. So imagine if you're working in a company as an intern, or maybe you're volunteering or something. Now, how do you make that transition from you working for free to you making money? Do you understand? Like, when can you make that transition and say, okay, you know what, company, I need you guys to pay for these services that I am doing. It shouldn't be free any longer.
They'll be like, go bye.
Yes, because sometimes it almost seems as if you kind of have to quit a particular company or job and just now start afresh in another place.
All right, but I want to ask, right? Just because I know that sometimes these industries are kind of hard to break into, I do feel like maybe working for free sometimes might be essential. But do you think, like, as in even when you're applying, you should let them know, like, okay, this is who I am, this is what I can do for you. I can show you, you know, my value basically for like 3 months, 5 months, and then we see, and then we can discuss terms. Do you think that's wise, or do you think it's wise? Just because at the end of the day, like, this is Nigeria, this is the world that we're living in. Straight out of school, people are asking you already for 1 year experience, 2 years, 3 years before you can even get any job. Do you understand what I'm saying? So, I mean, I feel like on some level it is important to have, you know, some of these free jobs or like, you know, So I'm saying, like, do you think maybe it's wise to, even before you apply or even while you're applying, maybe just let them know upfront, this is who I am, this is what I can do for you. Maybe I can do, you know, this work for you for free for say 3 months, 6 months, and then we discuss terms. Is that okay? Like, do you think that's wise or?
I actually think that's a really wise thing to do because, like I said, I started in 100 level. My first internship was during my 100 level summer. So I was like, I didn't even expect them to pay me. So I wasn't so angry. Because actually, it's being logical. Like, what do I have to offer? I just want to learn and start doing stuff because I've never worked before. Probably just helping my mom do some stuff on the ground, but I've never actually worked in a corporate setting before. That was my first time, so I didn't even expect them to pay me. But I knew that even just that work ambience just brought put a lot of things together. I think actually a very wise thing to do, to just opt to go to do some free work. Then later on, when you started to build your skill sets, you're sure of where you're going to, then you can now ask.
You said something about quality for your time. If I know I am big and this is how much I'll collect, I would rather stick to that price and do so many jobs that will stress the hell out of me and then pay pittance one by one. But I think I'll do that one that will come, even if it's coming like once in a while, like let it come, and then I know that the money that is coming from there is big.
Exactly. Look at what you said about your article. You know, the one about Chibok girls. If I was employing people and I read that article, I already know that she has something to offer compared to somebody else that just wants to work for free because they want to learn. Most times, contrary to what you're saying, most times they don't want to train you. They just want to use what you have already.
Exactly. That's
that's what. And they don't want to pay either if they know what you have to offer.
Because I read an article about like this girl in this econs class, and she was talking about like the economics of like the arts, and because these things are usually very rampant among people who are like designers, photographers, and they want to do things for free basically. And she's saying like in these kinds of situations, who's actually benefiting, the employer or the employee? And then the man who had the lecturer said how he went back to his office that day and he saw a mail from like this company company who was saying how they were looking for videographers who were interested in like expanding their resume or shikiniko, and they were offering free donuts for a year.
What?
I swear. Donuts? Yeah, exactly. And then the man responded to them like, is there any payment? And then they're like, oh, we know that they want to expose themselves, so this would be really great for them. Also, we're offering free donuts. I mean, do you understand? Like, because these employers, they know you need them.
Yes.
So that's the mindset that you're coming from, and then they know you can actually do the job.
So one a day, one donut.
One donut.
I think like one per week or something for a year. But you know what the hell is that?
I don't know what it is.
This is getting too serious for me. I think we really need to lighten up because we have to show Amanda's crazy moments. What is he saying? Yeah, that is a chill down.
I don't think my father knows what Snapchat is.
He doesn't know. He just likes the
You
bunny
sure?
thing. No, he knows now, but like he doesn't know how he operates. But I just always bully my dad. Just like, Daddy, come here.
Stuff.
Oh, that's so nice. That's so nice. When I see like young girls who are close to their dads and like all like cozy and
I'm very close to my
cute.
dad.
Like it's like out of this world. Like
I know.
Wow.
Really like this out there.
Like
okay, cool.
I looked at that and I'm like, okay.
Yeah, I know.
Like the first thought that came was, okay, boyfriend. Honestly,
Oh my God,
then I saw the, you know, like
right.
He looks like an old
yeah,
man.
right.
Like, okay.
Maybe sugar daddy.
Even for uncles, like dad is not in the
I
question.
didn't think about daddy.
Sugar daddy. What's wrong? He's my sugar daddy. He gives me sugar.
I mean, your dad is a sugar daddy.
Yeah, exactly, right. Yeah, so true.
But anyway, so to end the show on a final note, what would you tell someone that is really struggling right now on how to transition from being exploited to being paid? So what would you guys just say to that person?
Well, I'll just tell the person to, while you're working for free, learn as much as you can so you can start charging. And also bear in mind that no matter how big you are, there are some people you still have to work for free. I mean,
family?
Maybe not family, maybe like Mark Zuckerberg comes and contacts you. But he definitely pay you, but you know that kind of thing.
Yeah, work for free.
Then you want to just attach your name to somebody
at
that level. So you may not be thinking about money at that beginning. So the money will definitely come back at that point.
What would you
learn?
I think it's pretty straightforward. While you're just starting out, like just like that former question, when you're trying to break into the career, into your career, you need to do a lot of free work. But at the same time, start to build your skill set, start to do things that will make you, not indispensable now, but something that will make people to have a niche, that will make people to point out to you that, Pelumi can do this.
My Pelumi can do it,
you need someone to make cakes for you, is your go-to guy, that kind of thing. True. So build yourself, and then after you've built yourself to a certain level and you know your worth, then you can begin to chip in money here and there. And what Blessing said is totally true. No matter how big you are today, you will need to do some free work because you never know all these big collaborations. You just need to collaborate with someone who is big and they may not offer to pay, but your name is out there with probably a huge project. So just do a lot of free work sometime. But the great thing is learn as much as you can and build your self.
I would say that you should have like a time span or a duration of which you're going to do this free work for. And you have to also check out the same way. I think business is two ways. So they want to exploit you or they want to use you. You also have to use them. So what are you gaining from them? So if you find that, okay, I spent 6 months in this company, I'm just serving coffee, you're not gaining anything. So take yourself out of that situation. So you also have to assess the situation. Have I actually learned something? So give yourself a time span or a duration to see if you have learned, and then from there, as you said, be someone that people can go to.
But thank you guys for coming.
Yes,
I had so much fun.
I'm really happy to meet Pelumi. Like I've been
seeing
I'm
blown, guys. Thank you guys so much. It was really cool having you guys. So coming up shortly, Kemi is off to meet a young entrepreneur in Young and Budding.
Hello everyone and welcome to another exciting episode of Young and Budding. I am your host Kemi Ademi and today we're at the Lagos Polytechnic. I am super excited about our guest today because he's an 18-year-old ground instructor. He built a drone out of nothing but wood and foam. I'm really excited to see him, so come along guys. Hi, David.
Hi, Esther.
It's a pleasure to finally meet you. And I'm just curious, so we're going to get to first things first. How did you get to being a ground instructor at just 18?
All right, let me start from the beginning. When I was in secondary school, I got fascinated by the flight of birds and airplanes.
Yeah.
And I really wanted to be in that field. I wanted to be in the aviation industry.
Yeah.
Nigeria, you know, we are used to carrying passengers and the rest. But through my research, I found out that there are many other things in the aviation industry that some can dive into.
Yes.
And I was really, really interested in that. So when I got to senior secondary school, where I had to choose a career path, I wanted to go for aeronautical engineering. But in Nigeria, as at then, it was not feasible. I was about to leave secondary school when suddenly the International College of Aeronautics visited our school. That's Anglican Comprehensive High School in Okwaja. I was actually at home. Then I received a call that an aviation school is right in our school. I was so happy. Took my uniform and ran to school, and that's where the journey began.
Have you ever had to work and not be paid?
Yes, actually. But I was still in training then.
Oh, it was still in training, so it wasn't actual work?
No actual work.
But for those people that actually have to work and not get paid, would you call it exploitation, or would you say they're gaining exposure?
Well, I'll say they're gaining exposure.
Really?
Yeah, from my own point of view.
Why?
If the work you are going for is actually what you are passionate for. For me, example. It's something. Why not explore? Why not gain knowledge and improve my.
Because you're trying to improve yourself doesn't take away from the fact that reality still exists. So what happens when it's time to pay the bills?
Well, for me, on a personal note.
It's all good.
It's all good.
Well, that's good, and I'm really proud of you. So,
thank you.
Do you want to take us outside and show us how to drive this thing?
Okay, no problem.
Well, let's go. Where did you get the inspiration to create your drone with just wooden foam?
Well, it started with when we got to LASPOTEC.
Yeah.
We had a convocation program, and the governor was coming. So I felt, let's do something that will actually impress the governor. So because we had a short period of time, gathering resources was
difficult,
easy.
I'm sure.
So we decided to source for local materials, and that's where we came with the idea of using wood and foam actually.
Oh, okay. So, but does that affect the durability of the drone?
Somewhat, but it's still actually okay for now.
Oh, okay, okay. So let's take this bad boy on a drive. Come on.
All right.
All right, David, it's been a fantastic interview. I feel really honored to have met you. This interview was fantastic, and I know from this interview alone that you were going to be one of the great changes of Nigeria.
Thank you.
But until next time, guys, this is back to you guys in the studio. This is it for Young and Budding.
And we're back. This is still Woman Z. It is about time for us to wrap up the show. But right now, it's time for In a Nutshell. But first, online poll. Working for little or nothing for the experience or exposure is advisable, but can it also become exploitation at some point? Yes, it is exploitation. 84%. No, it's a good idea. 16.
Well, I kind of agree with the 84% though.
Do you think it's exploitation?
Yes, because I just feel like the older generation, man, you guys should just be considerate. You get, because just give us incentive. Like, okay, transportation, tea fare, or feeding allowance. You don't have to pay us the big amount. Yes. But beyond that, I just feel like between exposure and exploitation, it's a thin line that only you can define.
Exactly.
Yeah, so you can just define it yourself. Yeah.
Exactly.
Okay. In a nutshell, I'll say that, as I said, I agree with this 84% too. And from my own point of view, it's more like free doesn't mean money. As you said, free could be you're taking care of my food. Right. Free could be you're giving me a place to stay. Free could be something that's not monetary, but we're not slaves.
Right.
So what am I gaining from it too? Yeah. Do you understand? I'm here to learn, but I'm not a slave. I have, I have needs.
Help our career.
Help us. So yeah, as she said, it's you that will determine if you're being exploited or you're being exposed.
Right. I mean, I feel like in a nutshell, for me, like you said, it's a very thin line, but I'll also say like, it's tough out here, so like sometimes you just, I think someone mentioned at some point, pay your dues, because you'll be surprised, as in the people who are super successful, you'll be surprised what their stories are and where they started. So it's like, maybe it's not so bad all the time, but like you said, you define it for yourself, like what your own boundaries and where your limits are, essentially.
Yes.
All right, it's been a great show.
Yes, it has.
Did you have fun?
I learned,
we always have fun.
I know, it's us.
Right?
Hashtag fun gang. Yeah. Hashtag cool gang.
Hashtag head.
I hope you guys had fun with us on the show. Thank you so much for staying tuned. Don't forget to tune in again next time. And until then, remember, everyone deserves a moment, so go get yours.